My idea of healing is being ready to look at yourself, to take accountability of who you are, the behaviors that you do, the thoughts that you think, to create space for your feelings to exist and not to run away from them. We now know that there's neuroscience connected to healing. It is no longer just a woo-woo word. Much like you take care of your car by feeding it oil when it says it's time for service, you must do the same with your emotional, mental, and spiritual being. You go to the doctor, you want to make sure that ailments are kept in check, symptoms don't get worse and cause more issues in the future. If you don't oil your car, if you don't service your car, it may work for a little while. It will struggle as it keeps going without the oil that it needs. But eventually, it will break down. Same thing happens with your emotional, mental, and spiritual being. Thinking about it in a neurological sense, the belief systems that have been wired in your brain by your neural pathways are malfunctioning. How you check them is by becoming aware of the malfunctions. That to me is a journey of healing. It's the start. You may have adapted behaviors to protect that belief system that you have, those neural pathways that have been created when you were young or at any point in your life. So, how do we rectify? How do we change these behaviors? How do we make new pathways, new patterns of behavior? We can only do that by telling ourselves that we are going to change this particular pattern. But before you do, you have to become aware of it. I don't believe that the old neural pathways and patterns are completely gone or disappear when you start creating new ones. I think what happens is they get overwritten. They can become louder and bigger than those original patterns that you had from childhood or from being invalidated or the abuse that you may have had, which means this takes a lot of practice to do. You have to constantly be working on this particular thing. Much like the car, every so often it needs the oil. So you need to kind of check in. Am I reverting back to those old patterns? Am I losing the momentum to keep looking into this behavior that I've become aware of? And you have to keep oiling it. I hope this makes sense. To me, that's what healing is. What is your idea of healing? What does it look like? Does it feel like it's connected to your biology? Or is it still a woo-woo word, a woo-woo idea, concept that does not make sense to you? If this resonates with you, please type the word healing. If you want to do some work with me, type the word healing.